So, what would be your biggest advice to someone that's starting meditation?
I would say removing any expectation for the practice itself. Too many people have ideas for what they think meditation is, and as soon as you're in practice and you're trying to enter a certain mental state or trying to achieve peace or quiet, it takes away from the practice itself. And it's actually just about being with what is there in that moment and finding peace within that.
Hmm. And so, if I was to like sit down and start thinking about this, what would be something that would like bring me back to where I am, like when my mind is wandering? Like, do you use any mantras or what brings you back?
Yeah, I mean, personally, don't use too many mantras, but I find direct sensations like your breath. Your spiritual center is definitely down in your belly, and so deep belly breathing can be super grounding and something that's always accessible and always present. So, definitely the breath and yeah, breathing through your belly, in and down is what I always say to people.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
away from the thinking mind, from that
Yes.
noisy,
Yes. From the
noisy, scary
noise.
mind.
Yes. Yes, that scary mind.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Okay. So, what do you think the relationship between values and goal setting is?
I reckon um, values. I have been doing workshops on for like 3 years now because I really believe that knowing who you are as a person has effect on how successful your goal will be. So if
Sure.
you were to do like something that you want to be really authentic in and build like I don't know, I can't really think right now. So, for example, if you're an authentic person or you are trying to be more patient, and if that's one of your values you're trying to align with more, then you think in a situation or a decision making moment, what would a patient person do in this situation? What would an authentic person respond or react to in this situation? And then you start to become more understanding of who you are as a person, and then you align with it externally and internally.
100%.
So you succeed in your goals a lot more because it's got something to do with you, not just like an external goal that you have to lose weight or run a marathon, but it's who you want to be and why you're wanting to do that for yourself. And that's how you succeed in a goal.
Yeah, I think like being authentic as well is like so good for yourself and so good for the people around you. Like when you actually stop trying to be someone, or as we sort of said before, trying to enter a mental state or something that you're not, people really pick up on that. And I think like for people that are also deep in their practice or whatever, like it's so obvious when someone is trying to be someone they're not.
Yeah.
And it's actually just like I was saying to someone the other day, like the most attractive thing someone can be is themselves. Like
Yeah.
just dress the way you want to dress, do what you want to do, and your core values and goal
Yeah.
setting will flow from that.
Yeah.
So
No, I totally agree. And I also think, like, on that, when you're practicing being someone that you want to align with more, or like just being yourself, it's not just going to happen in a day. Like, you repetitively remind yourself day in, day out in your practices or just throughout the day, like, to be yourself. Like, you're not just going to be yourself straight away.
no.
Like, it's a practice and it's repetitive and it's consistent, and that's how you start to become more aligned with who you are as a person.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
for sure, and peace will follow that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be who other people want you to be.
Exactly. It's hard out there.
Mm.
It's hard.
I like you're talking about patience though. I think patience is a virtue. Is that the saying?
I think so.
Yeah, like no one has any patience nowadays. I
No.
think it's now, and like
Yeah.
you buy things and you want instant gratification, that instant dopamine hit, and
Yes.
people I think do need to realize, as you said before, like certain things take time, and I know with meditation, like it's not a quick fix, and it's not something that you do for a week and then you're enlightened and that's it, you've found the way.
Yeah.
It's a practice. It's something you integrate into your life every day, and something that you nurture, you water those gardens,
Yeah.
and having patience with that and having trust in the process and in the practice.
Yeah.
I think that's what gets you far
Yeah.
in wellness and spirituality.
I think that's like where we probably align and merge most, is when it's like all about consistency. Like,
Mm.
you have to be repeating the habits that you want to grow
Yeah.
and watering your plant, or like to grow bigger and better. But it's the dopamine hits. Like, there's so much fake
Yeah.
dopamine through going on your phone, which I am addicted to my phone. I've got to stop it. But like, I'm just saying, it's not good.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
will just quickly like scroll or do whatever, and then you've like gotten this huge like spike in dopamine, and then it just comes back down even harder. So like, cold therapy, heat therapy, things like that is real dopamine. Sitting in the sun,
Yeah.
real dopamine.
Hell yeah.
Meditating, real
Yeah.
dopamine.
Yeah.
We just
yeah.
have to practice more patience. I think it's getting a little bit too much. Like, even on the internet, we're finding answers straight away and again. We have no drive to actually like hunt out and like research them with depth, because they just come so quickly to us now.
Yeah.
So slowing down, that was one of my goals this year as well.
Mm.
I think I've succeeded in it,
Yeah.
but
What sort of things have you done to try slow down aspects of your life?
I guess just catching yourself out quicker. So again, coming into values and like my beliefs and who I want to be, instead of worrying about what's on my calendar, what I've got to do in the next 5 or 10 minutes, rather than just sitting down, being present, not eating my food and thinking about what I've got to do after lunch or like whatever. Like, just eat
Yeah.
your lunch.
Yeah.
Just do it.
With eating your lunch, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like actually practicing mindful eating, like taking out any stimulus, no headphones, no TV, it's super weird at first, and you're kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, like, but I don't want to watch that, or I want to do that. But then you actually like stop and you taste different elements of that food that you never would have before, and you eat slower and you feel more full afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, and then you've also just had like a mini meditation
Exactly.
while you've just been eating your
Yes,
food. It's
exactly.
like
You're practicing.
Yeah, you're practicing. I think like as well, that's a big thing, is like realizing that meditation and wellness like isn't just in those direct like things of like meditation or going to a Pilates class or coming to a stretch and meditate. They're great, but it's also about like having the practice flow into the rest of your life. Like having mindful eating, mindful walking, mindful presence with someone. Like when you're with someone, be with someone. Actually listen to what they're saying and be there for them. That is the point of the practice.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, that's exactly, I reckon most people would need to slow down and actually be present and like put their phones away when you're talking to someone, and like practice that authentic time with someone instead of just always chasing the next thing. It's all a chase, it's all a race. I don't understand.
It's the hedonic treadmill, I believe it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Chasing that
Wow.
that next hit of dopamine, that next stimulus. Like it's the unquenchable thirst. Like it's, people always say like, oh, when I get that promotion or I get that, then I'll be happy. But then you achieve that, and then suddenly there's something else you're striving for. When in actual fact, if you just try and be happy and be content with what you have in the moment, when you get these things, it's like, oh, that's incredible. That's because it's not about like, oh, and now I'm not going to strive for anything. No, it's about being okay with what you have, and everything else is just a bonus. It's on your path kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like when you're trying to just reach that destination, like I talk to so many of my clients about it, they're just thinking, I'll be happy when, or I'll feel like I've succeeded when, and it's just like, so what are you doing in the meantime?
Exactly.
Are you just like chasing that one moment that when you get there, you're just going to be like, okay, what next? Like, you've got to just have a sustainable lifestyle, and I guess that's what we're both trying to achieve in what we're doing, is helping people practice it more. Even if it's just like seeing our stretch and meditate and being like, oh, I should probably do that. Even if it's a conscious thought, being like, I should probably join one time, or I should probably try and do that a little bit more. That's our success there, because we just want people to consistently, I don't know, remember that that's what you should do.
Yeah, and like we've been saying from the start, from our like first video together, like we're trying to show people that these sorts of ways of living and these sorts of practices are for everyone. And like, you don't need to be super woo-woo-y and deeply spiritual or anything. It's just about being there for yourself and for the people around you, and these practices can really show you that, and that's the
Yeah.
beauty of them. They've completely changed my life, and they've changed your life as well.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the best.
And on that, like, I feel like most people, I mean, it's definitely something that people are talking about a lot more, but gut health and the relation to like meditating or mental health and stuff like that. I feel like meditation is it helps with inflammation because of stress, and we're reducing the stress hormone cortisol from your body. And people are always like, well, how does gut health have anything to do with my mental health? And it has everything to do with mental health. Like, everything is connected.
For sure. Unfortunately, this is where my mic ran out of battery, but as you can tell, we had no idea. So you'll have to excuse it being pretty quiet when I talk, but forgive us, first one we've ever done.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned in my study of like meditation and Buddhism and everything, like they talk about gut health.
Really?
Yeah. Like they talk about how like what you eat impacts the quality of your meditations, and like how your body impacts the quality of your meditation. So that's why I'm so big on stretching and yoga.
Yeah, wow.
And I notice like if I eat like crap over a day, like that night's meditation terrible.
Yeah.
Or even like if I have like a beer with lunch, like when I have my night meditation, like I can feel that within me.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Not to say that you have to stop drinking alcohol
Yeah.
because we're all human.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I think like that's why gut health is so important. And
Yeah.
it is something that is intertwined within meditation. So
I'm glad they do that in that course. I totally agree. I think also when people complain about being tired at like 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, like the afternoon crash, it's mostly because like you're not eating for fuel, you're eating just to, I don't know, eat yummy food. But I don't know, when you actually think about the effects things have on you, and that's the same thing with values and goal setting and your decisions that you make, like you think, am I going to actually feel fueled by this, or am I going to be feeling good by eating this? And if the answer is yes, go for it. But most of the time we're just thinking in the moment, I want a pizza. And an hour later, and an hour later, after that pizza, maybe a beer, you're feeling a bit sluggish. And that's normal, but like you it's your choice. And I always say this in a lot of my workshops, like the choices you make are your choices. So don't be annoyed about them because you did make that decision yourself.
For sure.
So choose wisely.
But that's an important point in that, like, if you do eat that pizza and you have a beer, do not wallow in self-pity. Like, you've done it, and like also like treating yourself every once in a while is so
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Like, it's what makes it, like, it's what you do outside of that matters. And I think, like, having a healthy mindset where, like, if you say to yourself, I'm going to treat myself to a pizza and a beer tonight,
Enjoy it.
And, like, afterwards, you might feel sluggish and you might feel down,
but you knew that.
Yeah, you knew that, and don't beat yourself up for it. Like, I talk a lot about self-compassion, and self-compassion is so important.
So important.
Like, as soon as you place negative tones on things like that and decisions you make, then that regret, and like then you're just living in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
It's done. You've done it. Now you're here.
Exactly.
Be happy about that.
Yeah, 100%.
And that flows into your meditation practice. Like when you have a session and you sit there and you feel you're just lost in thought the whole time, like never have negative connotations to that. Because as soon as you start placing a negative side to your practice, then that's what you're going to associate it with, rather than a practice where maybe that's exactly what your mind needed for that moment, was just to ramble and be lost in thought. That's what it wanted to do in that moment, and that's
and
so
let
fine.
it. Yeah. I think there's so much on like guilt on doing a million things at one time, or like we all see, like definitely in Sydney we're all very much go, and that's why one of my goals was slow down. But like you've got to be okay with just ticking off one thing. Like if that's all you can do that day, that's fine. If your meditation was a mild meditation and it didn't get to the point that you wanted it that day, maybe that's just what it was for that day, and that's fine, and you tried your best. But yeah, when we beat ourselves up for things that are out of our control, or that we think was supposed to be the right thing to do, or we wanted it to be a different way, like sometimes we can't have that answer, and that's fine. And we've got to be okay with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. Everything is the way it's meant to be in the moment you're in.
Yeah.
So stop trying to force or change it any other way, and make the decisions for who you are and own that.
Yeah. And even with like goal setting, and like maybe you're aligning to something that you want to be in the next year, or maybe 6 months or 6 weeks or whatever it is, you've just got to think like, this is going to make me feel this certain way, so why don't I just start feeling it now like it's already happened? And not put too much pressure on the outcome, and maybe more align with that feeling instead of a number or a really solid thing that
Yeah.
I'm all for like manifesting things and like understanding what you want and like clarity, but maybe make it more a feeling or something that's obtainable.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think like I resonate with that hard.
Yeah.
Like, the journey is the point.
Yeah.
I feel like when you place like a number on the end or a goal on the end,
Yeah.
as soon as you are concerned with the outcome of something, that's when stress arises.
Yeah.
When you stop being so concerned about that outcome and just sort of enjoy the journey along the way, that's where so much goodness can come
Yeah.
from. And
Yeah.
that's where your happiness can come from.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah.
Set a feeling tone.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
reach rather than a goal.
Exactly.
That's
And like you do align with it, because you can meditate on it as well, and meditate on the feeling of what you wanted in the next 6 weeks or something. You just keep visualizing and working towards that feeling, and it grows, I think, a lot better than when you're aligning with solid thoughts and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, because then again, I guess that's where we're coming back to. Well, then you think, oh, well, when I reach that number, that goal, I'll be happy. And
Yeah.
I'll be happy by the time you get there.
It's crazy, and we all get stuck in it though. Like we do, but
We do.
I don't know. It's only like we're only human, but
Yeah.
I don't know. When you align with that more, you become a much happier person.
Yeah.
And I was reading something the other day on like the scale of being happy, and like people think that there's this idea of happiness that is just up here, that you have to, like, when I'm that happy, I'm going to be really happy. But like happiness fluctuates just like we do. Like I think everybody's just under the assumption that with like the high expectations and stuff like that, and like self-compassion, we think we need to be up here 24/7. But if we were up here 24/7, we wouldn't know what happiness was, because we were always at that level.
Yeah.
So
Contentment,
Yeah.
I believe, is the true measure of happiness.
Yeah.
And I think, like, as you're saying with the cycles, like, it's about that middle way.
yeah,
I feel like nowadays I definitely don't feel the highs that I used to feel pre getting deep into my practice, but I don't feel any of the lows. And that creates this deep level of happiness and
Yeah.
contentment that is, I don't wish for any of those highs,
Mm.
because this is such a greater feeling.
yeah. No, I agree. Like you've got a controlled like setting of what you feel,
Yeah.
and sometimes the roller coaster isn't what we want,
No, like-
and we think it is, but it's not.
Yeah, and like I think we do get too caught up in those whirlwinds, and I think like one of the hardest parts as well of practice is, yeah, sure, you learn to be able to deal with those negative sides and those downsides, and that's when I find people are more motivated to meditate. But it's actually when you're in the positive mindsets and feeling really good, that's when practice is so important.
Yeah.
Because it's about leveling yourself from that and finding like, no, like I'm happy in this moment. I'm not happy because of that.
Yeah, agreed.
Like
Yeah.
happiness is available in every moment.
Yeah.
On that middle way.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I think that's a really good way of looking at it. Like it's not because of this, it's because I'm feeling like this at this moment, and you hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's good. Happiness.
Tell me.
I was just thinking in my head, I was like, is it recording? And now I'm really scared, and I've got to check.
Oh, my mic died.